Justice, and under justice you shall follow, and that you may live and inherit the land that the Lord our God is giving you. A righteous man knows the rights of the poor. A wicked man does not understand such knowledge. The rock, he or his work is perfect. The rock, his work is perfect. For all his wills are justice. A God of fruitfulness and without evil. Just and upright is he. Indeed, we're talking about the creator of our one word who believes in justice. In order for justice to be served, those who are at the helm of power, who must use the opportunity, need to be investigated properly, and those found guilty need to pay for all of what they have done. But it's some good morning, Liberia, folks. It's great to be here on the beautiful Monday morning. Good morning and welcome to this edition of the show. We here up to 10 o'clock. Yes, it got to be God, and glory be to God that we back to serve you breakfast up to 10 o'clock. Too many things are happening in Liberia that we will talk about this morning. It is always good to talk about Liberia in a positive manner. So it is our responsibility as citizens of this country to be peaceful, as citizens of this country to think positive about Liberia. Okay. So good morning if you're there in Grand Tibasa, you're listening to us. We'd like to say welcome to the show. It is on 104.1 Voice of Liberia Television on Facebook and Voice of Liberia TV there on YouTube and www.voiceofliberiaonline.com. Indeed, you will follow this presentation this morning. It promises to be good. My name is Abraham Parker. Yes, it's great to be back on the Monday. And today is the 13th day of March 2023. It is great to be here. My name is Abraham. Yes, Abraham Parker. Harris Wade is here. Good morning, Harris, and welcome to the show. It's nice being here again on the Monday.
Yeah, definitely it is.
Yeah.
Good morning, Parker. Good morning to the folks. And good morning to everyone following this program. And they will say thanks for following. And we encourage you to always follow Voice of Liberia. It's been quite long being back on the radio.
Sure, for us.
Yeah, but it feels good in all fairness. We are excited and give God the praises that at least in spite of our shortcomings, yet and still we are able to be here this morning. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good this morning, and I feel and I believe that every one of you out there is good just the way I am this morning.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. And I hope, so I hope our guys are good, you know. It pleases us being back, folks. So all we need to do this morning, make sure to share the live. Invite somebody, okay? Tell somebody that too many things are to be said this morning in the best interest of Liberia. So make sure to invite somebody, share the live, and let's have conversation. Okay, so all you need to do as well, just tell us exactly where you're following us from. Leave your comment in the comment section. We're going to acknowledge you following this morning. If that's the most important thing to do, yes, it pleases us to have you with us this morning on the show. So invite somebody. Let's have conversation this morning. It's always good that we're here, that we'll gather here to, serve you breakfast. So too many things to talk about. So like we said, invite somebody. Tell us exactly where you're following us from as we gave you the rundown of activities here this morning. It's always good to be here. It's 80 minutes up to 8 this morning. And too many things to talk about, but in passing, there are issues we will discuss. That is in passing. In 8 o'clock, we will look at this issue that has to do with the hot and pool at the University of Liberia, Harris. We need to look at that this morning. It's important. We've been seeing too many Facebook comments and posts too from people who are considered to be leaders in our country, both from the student leaders and the other angle of the university. And you have Representative Moses Akaras Gray too as well being into the entire thing. And I saw another thing from Representative Desin Sibo as well. And we need to look at it. It is not healthy for us as a country. Definitely, we're going to look at that this morning. That is at 8 o'clock, and that conversation will run up to 8:30, 8:35 to 8:40. We'll open the lines for you where you can have your say this morning on that particular conversation. At 9 o'clock this morning, Harris, those of you who followed this entire thing over the weekend, six opposition political parties in Liberia thought it was to join the Coalition for Democratic Change. That is the ruling establishment. They feel that the CDC is the best place to seek refuge, so they had joined the CDC over the weekend. So before joining the CDC, all of the communications, we're going to read out the communications for you this morning. There were a series of communications from the six political parties, which of course we will read out for you this morning. We're going to look into it. And then we're going to look at the joint resolution that are hosting that particular political marriage. Is it that there are a few things, hoping that we can get some officials from the CDC too as well to expand on this thing, but there is this thing that we need to understand. You already have a coalition that is racking, all right? The LPDP, the NPP, and the Congress, which is the CDC, are the three original parties within the coalition. Now you have six political parties joining the CDC. Is it on from the angle of the Congress that they have joined the ruling establishment, or from the angle where you have the three political parties, seeing themselves before you have six political parties? And mind you, Harris, there was a time where some political parties even joined. I think Harris referred to that.
Yeah.
Some political parties. That was some part of last year.
Some part of last year.
Yeah.
And I think up to four different political
Four
parties.
different political parties.
Yeah, including the institution of Charles Monobai, the Liberian National Union, the LINU.
Yeah.
I can remember that program was held at the LINU headquarters sometimes of last year. But like you said, up to this time, sometimes these things happen. These institutions joined without a clearer understanding as to whether it is the coalition or the Congress they are joining, as to whether the coalition. But like you said, we'll
definitely. So at 9 o'clock this morning, we'll definitely look at that part that has to do with six political parties, not just political institutions, but opposition political parties crossing over to the ruling establishment, the CDC. They've gone there to seek refuge. They feel that the CDC is the best place to run. They think it is important that they do it, but we're going to look at all of the communications that were written prior to the signing ceremony and the joint resolution of the six political parties, including the CDC, making it serving to have a political marriage. We'll look at that this morning. But in passing, like we said, it is 30 minutes up to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock this morning, we will look at the issue that has to do with the soup and Representative Akaras Gray, the UL saga, and the rest of it. We're going to look at that. There are too many comments that are not healthy that we need to speak to this morning, of course. And it is good that we would definitely bring that out. But these are the issues in passing that we want to talk about. One has to do with people who are in power who continue to misuse the opportunity being provided to them by the Liberian people. And that's why it is always important, fellow Liberians, to examine your leader properly before you give them the opportunity to serve. We sit on the radio every day and night to encourage you, to educate you, to know what to do. days from now, we will be going to elections, right? We'll be going for elections. It is a very crucial process. There are Liberians who are indecisive. There are Liberians who have decided whether you do it left, you do it right. They are already, decided who to vote for. And it is their right to know who to vote for and who not to vote for. But people who you will vote in power should be cognizant of the fact that they have gone there to serve you and not to be served. It is a whole different thing in Liberia that leaders who are being empowered by the ordinary people who will stand in the various queues during elections day that is considered to be their pay day or rewarding day, and then they elect someone and frustratingly the person turns out to be that net male. One person who is in such habit is Representative Josiah Marvin Cole of Bond County. Marvin Cole from the CDC, I don't know as to whether some of the things they do, they know that their actions will have a trickle-down effect on the political party they represent. This is a party that people have started to say it is all law. Anybody can just wake up and do something. And most especially the party is going for re-election. But you see lawmakers from these political parties, if they misbehaving. This is where we are. Over the weekend, Harris, I was sitting home, I not really been well. Over the weekend, I was in well, so I was just relaxing. Sunday, I was indoors. Saturday, I had to come to time to attend, attend to few things and the rest of it, so that I got home. But I saw a video that was very disturbing, right? From Representative Josiah Marvin Cole. This guy justified his action against one Joseph K. Bender, a 46-year-old man who planted a cornerstone on his own line in Bond County. And according to that particular story, Bender alleged prior to the incident that while erecting the cornerstone, the lawmaker Marvin Cole arrived on the scene and immediately ordered some of his boys to seize the working tools of Joseph Bender. And they allegedly beat on him, obstructing the movement. According to Marvin Cole, the guy was obstructing his movement. Mind you remember the case with Betty Umbayo, right? It was the same Josiah Marvin Cole. I tried to follow that particular development, fellow Liberians, and we on this radio, we were not really into it in the sense where we needed to get both sides of the story. We followed our correspondent to do a background investigation, an in-depth investigation to establish what exactly went wrong in Bond County. But I'm being left with no option, Harris, that when I saw that particular video in one of Marvin Cole's engagement in Bond County, justifying his action, that anybody, he doesn't care about the position he holds.
Yeah.
He doesn't care who he is in the county. But anyone who thinks that he or she is not to, your senses and stuff and thing, he will make sure he erect the checkpoint and put sense in your head, meaning you will learn the hard way. So in short, he had to beat on the guy because the man needed to learn. Where are we? This is a man, for justify his action, he tried to compare Jesus Christ's action in the Bible when the people have gone to sell in the temple, and he said, this is my father's house, right? This is my father's house, and he took the ratting and started to beat the people. So Marvin Cole said, when you don't have sense as a citizen in his district or in his county, he will give you sense by beating on you. So he went straight into the Bible and said Jesus Christ beat on the people who were adamant, who never listened, but then they have gone in the temple to go and sell. Marvin Cole, the question is, the road that is leading to your house or the man's land, is it the temple of Jesus Christ? Was it a church house that you built in that particular community that the man tried to build, plant his cornerstone that was stopping your movement within that area or stopping you from going to church? Or was it something that the cornerstone was planted on your land that you decided to take the action and you had to justify your action that during Bible days, people didn't listen, so Jesus Christ whipped them? So because the man didn't listen to you, you decided to beat on him. A lawmaker is justifying his action. Where are we headed? And this man is very, very, very much adamant. He is arrogant. Look, you followed, if you closely follow the former city mayor, one Esther, the former city mayor of Bond County. You know how that lady was laid off? Was relieved of her position? The lady was going for a duty, a county duty, right? The former superintendent had called her that morning when she narrated that story. And while going, they had an accident. While in an accident, she was taken to India. The first time, she returned home. The second time, because of the condition, the lady returned to India. But she was in India and she was sacked by the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She was sacked. Today, that lady is living a miserable life. Nobody thinks as to whether she was a former county official, or no one thinks as to whether she served the county or was a government employee and then she got paralyzed on the job. No one thinks. And after they removed the lady from the post, who took the area? Marvin Cole. But do you know how many citizens in Bond County complained about Marvin Cole's behavior, his ugly attitude? You know how many citizens complained and then they opposed that decision taken by the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. It is a typical example that Marvin Cole continued to move around, that he feels like he's so powerful. So it was a disturbing video to have seen over the weekend that Marvin Cole, a representative of the people. So he said he doesn't care about the position he holds no longer. This is a man who is very instrumental. This is a man who is very instrumental to connive with his friends at Capitol Building in making sure that they put more money in budget into a hospital that doesn't exist in this whole life. Yes, in and out, this is a lawmaker who been receiving the money. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about that.
And certainly, Parker, he doesn't care because if you listen to that statement, if someone that should be a representation of the people brag to that extent that his actions, what he did in the past or what he continued to do on peaceful citizens, he has no regret for it, then it baffles one. Is this the same Marvin Cole, quote unquote, with the Betty Mabayos case? This is the same Marvin Cole that ordered his board to flog that journalist, that female journalist, and that of her husband. We can record on that same situation. This is the same Marvin Cole we are talking about. And he has the cost, he has all what it takes to stand in the midst of people and brag that all what he did, all what he continued to do to beat on citizens, to beat on peaceful citizens, he has no regret about it. You know why? This individual will stay in the public space and make this statement, nothing come out of it. This individual will stand and make this statement, you the citizens will stay there, will sit there and clap for them. That's the problem I have with this kind of situation. People that Marvin Cole will sit down somewhere and take microphone in front of the people. The same very people you are caused the problem on. And standing for them and brag and boast that because in the days of the past, in the days of the old Jesus.
Let's just quote exactly what he said, Harris. He said, stop threatening me about what my actions will cause because we are in an election season. So he doesn't care. He said, I do not care about that. If anyone challenges me as a certain lawmaker, I will respond in the Bible. Jesus reacted angrily when the children took market at his house. Some demons do not deserve to be advised. The flocking Bena received was a lesson to him. The next time he won't repeat what he did. that representative, a representative talking like that. A representative. So the people are gathered there because they're going to give them, so we don't sometimes blame these people. We don't blame these people on some of the things they do, their actions, because the poverty rate in Liberia is very high. So the man go and sit there, the man beat one of your people because he come and give you rest in plastic. Rest in plastic, that while you're sitting there, hey, everybody laughing in there. But it's a lesson to us. It is a lesson for people in Bon County. It is a lesson for people in Bon County. It is a lesson for Liberians. Going forward, if someone is so arrogant, and you know the person within the community, he or she can get the votes. Do not elect them to power. They will do you no good. They will be the same people to turn against you tomorrow when you shall have empowered them. That's Liberia for you, Harris. That's Liberia for you. So is he Marvin Cole and he ain't got no remorse?
And what pissed me out the most, Paco, that he was standing and boast that even the job, he has no regret about what he did. That applauds the position, manages the position, he doesn't care. So what it shows is that you cannot elect someone, you cannot give a man a position that he doesn't even value. Anybody that refuses to value where they are, it tells that person don't even know what they want to achieve.
Oh, yes.
It tells that person don't even have any regard for whosoever that gave them the opportunity. That in all fairness, despite whatever may have occurred, that Marvin Cole was turned before and say these things at the detriment of the people of Bon County. Because you know what it shows? That even the people of Bon County, sorry to say that what they did by supporting you, by letting you, they don't know what they
No, they don't know.
That's what they interpret. That after 5 or 6 years you are served, you are served, you have stood for the people, and you reach yourself at the detriment of them, you have you'll be able to stand before them and say that minus the position plus the position, you're going to do these things as long as people continue to behave that way. This is a lawmaker. This is a person that ought to be a representation of the people. But in another word, he turns out to be the worst. And there are lots of them within this government. There are lots of them currently in public space. And that's why Paco have said it is important that you elect people based on moral integrity. People that stand for what they say. And not those that go about that will use the $5 or $10 to convince you. Because at the end, these things will continue to happen.
Oh,
and they will stay in the public space and say these things. There are lots of lawmakers that have stood up and said that they don't even have regret for the job they have. That even if they leave the position, they have no regret. Because you know why? The people, all of them go there with a fixed mind that they want to get rich. They want to make their connections. And they succeeded on it. And so Marvin Cole has succeeded. So that's why
the lawmaker, they sit it there, and then the people say they won't, even when they're in position or they're out of position, the government must stay pay them. The people's money. After they've taken enough for 12 years, 6 years, they say when you leave the position, including even assistant minister, they should pay them. That's the new law the people fighting for. So you see how evil the people are? You see how evil they are? Whether you're working in government, and then the people take you off because you are holding a position, whether you're a representative, senator, assistant minister, when you're not in that position no longer, they should pay you at the end of the month from the taxpayers' money, from the people's money, while the ordinary people sit and suffer. That's the type of leader we elect to power. And that law, because how greedy and selfish they are, that particular thing will pass with ease. It will go with ease because they want to get benefit. These are people that are running things in our country. That's Liberia for you. So Marvin Cole continue to brag. You're right to say anything you want to say. But 2023, October, The people will decide. The next thing we want to talk about before we go to our main talking point this morning, fellow Liberians, Harris, it has to do with what we've been seeing ahead of the voter registration exercise. The biometric voter registration exercise that is to take place on the 20th of this month. For Monserrate, there are counties, right? There are counties that are in between. I think Margibi is there. Monserrate, Bomi. Okay, that's good. On the 20th, but I don't know how many of our people even know. I think we need to do a pool, hopefully outside.
We need to do a pool. I was thinking similar.
We need to do a pool outside. We want to go to the ordinary people. We will not go to people who are doing like normally at the forum they will be informed, but we want to go to the market sellers, people who normally leave their homes in the morning, during the morning hours. They're there up to 8, 9, the rest of the remaining hours, to know as to whether they're already informed about this entire thing. But I'm a bit scared or afraid, and then it leaves us with no point of understanding that you have an electoral body that is responsible to conduct elections in our country. And you see these things like people who are to be law-abiding are violating the law. What we see nowadays is pre-campaign activities, right? So political parties, aspirants, and the rest of the folks, what they involved with now is print flyers, make their pictures big on the flyer, and where you're supposed to see the main message, you just see a little bit, vote, and register to vote. Your vote is your power. That can be done without even placing your photo on the flyer. But again, this is Liberia. The National Elections Commission sits there and see these things happening that, look, since the rally, the CDC 1 million rally, they still got flyers, placards of that particular rally still in the streets of Monrovia. It is totally against the election law. It is totally against the election law. People are moving from communities to communities. And these are things that cause violence, right? Okay, for example, if a supporter of the CDC, the Congress, went into a community, then you see supporter of the ANC too, and in that particular community with music and the rest of it, and they meet, they say, in the name of encouraging people to do voter registration, the rest of it, when they meet, at the end of you always know what will happen, right? You already know what will happen at the end of the day. So these things shouldn't be happening. The National Elections Commission that is responsible to conduct election in our country should be real to the fact and start to penalize political parties in Liberia that are found in violation, be it the ruling establishment or opposition political parties. But it is a whole thing, and that's why sometimes people can just sit somewhere and decide they fit. They can listen to people, listen to the teaser we played. Kokoya go. He is not fit to lead the election. That was in 2017. So, David Etta Brown Lasana, we need not to tell you your responsibility. You know it. You have to know it. We know the only time sometimes you speak out is when there is no funding. Now you're complaining that the people will get additional 4 million, no money to conduct the whole entire thing. The first money they gave, in fact, they gave it bits and pieces. And now this is the time they're supposed to give the other money. They're not giving it, so you're talking about it. But are you also speaking to the issue that has to do with pre-campaigning activities by political parties and aspirants, those who want to be representatives and senators in our country, that they're using the various streets to present their flyers? You just see the man name vote One of the many, then you need the smaller area that you see register to, go and register.
Yeah, sure, Paco. And these practices, for me, I always tell people, right, at this stage, they can be corrected, right? The necessary steps can be put in place because, mind you, for people to trust electoral processes, these are things that played out. They want to look at the sequences leading to the conduct of the process, right? As to how the election body or that institution responsible has been governing itself over the time. Like you mentioned, since the one made right up to present, pressure groupings have called on the election body to ensure that the right thing is being done, that the checkmate, the CDC, who is the ruling establishment, and by virtue of the fact should set the example that others should follow. So today, if you look around, in all places, ranging from representative aspirants up to those that opt into for the presidency, they are bent on doing just as it seems that the CDC has demonstrated, right? And so what the election body should be doing at this time, like you listen to Councillor Dempster, he mentioned that you should be the one making sure that those institutions abide by the rules and regulations. Pre-campaign activities, when the actual time hasn't been set for campaigning, undermines every electoral process. What it does is that it allows people to go about doing their own thing about what they think is best suited for them. That's one thing. Now, so here is it. One of the things is the election commissioner continued to flummox. You came out with the civic and voter education, right? The civic and voter education packet, it would surprise you that even at the launching ceremony, political institutions weren't present.
Okay.
It was surprising that those that chair the House, from the House of Representatives and the House of Senate, in the Liberian Senate, representatives were present during that launching ceremony. Fast forward, the civil and voter education is there to educate the people, the least men down there. How are you implementing that? You say you come up with cells. So if you constitute a team of 10 persons, right, for the entire district 8, when these individuals aren't able to reach out to everyone in that district. Now, the media, there's no public relations on that. I mean, especially in a rural countries, to traditionalize the message.
Yeah, sure. You got a point.
It's a problem. Up to this time, the election body, since the launch of that program, how many newspapers you have seen that information in? How many radio stations within Monrovia, right? Let's just say for Monrovia, you have heard conversations surrounding that civil and voter education. There are people in Dole community, there are people in West Point, there are people in other parts of Liberia that need that information more than you.
Yeah, you make a point.
To the radio. These are individuals that listen to the radio. But the election body, especially at this time, should be one of the institutions that are accessible to the media. But Parker, I want to challenge you. Take a phone call any of those commissions. Say, I want to have him a program. I want you to sit here so we can have a conversation surrounding the civil and voter education. We want to have a conversation surrounding the gender equity stuff, the 30% representation of women. What does
There's no education about that.
There is nothing.
There's no education about that. You make a point.
So the people left to understand and left to believe what the politician will tell them. So that's why we listen to opposition say we don't have any trust in the election body. The rest of the citizens will follow and say the election body is not fit. Whether or not there are individuals that are qualified, but it ruins your entire institution. You are not thinking of that. But all what you need to, oftentimes if you listen to Director Brown, all she says is that we need a banner money for the Ministry of Finance. We need this from the Ministry of Finance.
The woman is only concerned about money.
Concerned about the money. So when these steps are corrected at this time, until we head to election, just me, it's going to be a serious disaster for us.
We need to wake up, Harris. It is important. I think you made a very significant point that has to do with the civic voter education stuff and thing. You know, I can remember 2005, 2017, the rest of it. It is always important to reach to the ordinary people, the people who are in the hard-to-reach area, the rural parts of the country, that your message can have an effect of what you want to do. This process, you said, let's say, Magibi, and Monserrato, Bombing, and the rest of the other counties will be part of the entire process from March 20th to April, right? Now, you need to make sure that people within the targeted counties be informed and go for the process. Do you know that even the process can be opened across the country, and at the end result, there are people who can forget to register? Do you know that? It is real. People can forget to even register. Yeah, people can forget to register. Many people can register. And while we're saying this as it relates to pre-campaigning activities that political institutions taking the lead to inform the people, that's how the issue about trucking comes in. That's how trucking comes in, because the voter registration exercise, it plays a very significant role into the lives of people who are wanting political power.
You mentioned about voter trucking. I want to bring this in quickly. I listened to a podcast last night from the commissioner of 3rd District in Bombay. This guy was in the camp of Taro during the last central election.
Former Speaker Taro.
And you will listen to him on the show. He says, I took 120 people to the nearby polling center. To the nearby center to register. So the guy on the show is telling about that is called trucking. So you are from part of trucking. He asked the guy, now what did people call trucking? I'm telling you something serious. So it tells you that the people are not even knowledgeable about what they're supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do. Because those are responsible to educate them, are the ones sitting in Monrovia, and all what they do is that they will cry with no money. When the funds come, they use it, they misuse it.
The other people got new cars, the magistrates.
This is the same thing. One of the things I don't know, they say experience serves as the best teacher. In Liberia, that thing is far lacking. Because the Election Commission by this time should have learned from all of the lapses that the latest went
through.
Right? That caused Liberia to have low confidence in the census result. The Election Commission should be looking at that. That by this time, one of the things that hinders the entire process during our census process was a lack of communication. The dissemination of information was a major problem, especially across in the rural countries.
I saw a communication from the guys from latest workers from Bon Country. They rating, I don't know, I don't know which one of the bodies they wrote to tell latest to pay them. People ain't pay the people up to the time.
So from that process, the Election Commission should have put themselves in the best place, right? Use all of the, correct the mistakes that latest went through that caused the process to be the way the way it is now, and place yourself in the right positions. One of the things that stood up during the whole census process was what people referred to as the information not being not going across, especially to the locals. The Election Commission should have used that. Use the media platforms and what have you. But oftentimes you listen to them say, we call the media to help us on this. You as an institution will extend a time to them to have them. You don't have them.
They ain't got money to pay. Can't come and educate the people. You can't come.
Do it.
So David at that brand last time, when I say you may not be talking the other beef that amongst you to that NEC. You better wake up and do the needful. Political parties that are found in violation should be penalized. Do not wait for the international communities or international observers to come and tell you there are irregularities in the entire voter roll process before you come out to talk. It is starting now. You've seen it. It's right before your eyes. It is right before your eyes, and you haven't said anything about it. The last time we listened to you, you talked more about money. How will you get the money people in violation? Find them that they gave you some money. Find the people. They will know how serious you are as it relates to running the country's electoral process. But if you sit there and think that, if you sit there and you think that you want to do it because if you try to maybe find the CDC or tell the CDC you're doing wrong, then the people will come after you. No. Let the Liberian people... Look, sometimes I wonder, right? And that's why sometimes I like to mention the ANC and stuff and things when they had that Sunday where people go to rally, they went for gun. Look, when the people say they're behind you, no matter what, the people are your security. The people will be your security. So I don't get it. People go, and they usually the people like you, the people say you must come, then you go somewhere, you carry a gun, you carry plenty of bodyguards and the rest of it. So they want to be liberators, but they can't follow the case of the late Martin Luther King, who stood for justice, Nelson Mandela, and the rest of it. You got to learn from these people, man. So we move on, fellow Liberians. That was just in passing. 17 after 8. There's this issue that we need to talk about this morning. We're going to do this up to 9 o'clock, folks. 9 o'clock, like we said, 6 political parties joined the CDC. And all of the communications relating to the signing ceremony and the joint communication or the joint agreement, the statement will be read this morning for you. We're going to look into it. On what basis did the 6 political parties join the CDC seeking refuge? Is it that they have observed that nothing is happening in the opposition, so they decided to go there, run to the place, they see what the milk and honey will be, and then they see how best they can move on. But we're going to look at that this morning. We're going to make sense out of that conversation with all of the communications that were written, and we're going to know. If we see anything that will be similar, definitely we're going to tell you this morning. But it's good to be here. Fellow Liberians, those of you who've been following on the social media, there are issues unfolding in this country. I think we tried getting to Moses Carter, but we didn't get him. There was this incident that was reported from, I think, Ara 2 community, at the Ara 2, that about 3 men were arrested. Yeah, 3 men were allegedly arrested and turned over to Liberia National Police. They had some guns in their possession. They got and did open confession that, according to them, where there were more arms in that particular area. So, but then again, you lead people to wonder because you saw the arms that were. But man, Liberia is talking about country. We just pray to God every day. Liberia is talking about country.
Seriously.
In your country, seriously. Arms and ammunition arrested. Then nothing can be said. Nothing can be said, and we're still sitting.
And up the press, nothing.
Ever.
Absolutely nothing. And you will listen to even the police spokesperson will brag at the time that he prefers to be called investigation continues. And that's a famous saying of the police, investigation continues. And
how in does it?
The first thing is that it tells you that even the police, to some extent, is very weak, right? Look, follow the Gloria Moses Cassidy.
Now even to some extent, the police is weak.
Right. That imagine where on the earth or security force you see that thing that you brought all parties connected to a crime. After investigation.
Yeah,
not even a single account to indict anybody for further investigation.
Liberia, interesting.
It tells you that the security system in this country is lost.
But this is the same police, Harris, where they look at that in one of the communities in Painesville.
In Painesville.
They look at that and they can't talk about something. The other picking that from where they placed into the barrack there. They say no fire play this, that day. And all the time, I think we're talking about the deputy police and the commander for crime services. Prince Mobile, right? Prince Mobile appeared on ERBC the other time, brother. The man started to give open revelation. So all of the information you provided on ERBC, how come? And why are we not seeing indictment against somebody that you think might have committed the crime? Because you as an investigator, you should be very fast to hear and slow to talk. But the way in which he spoke that particular day on the show there, it tells that they have gotten all of the necessary evidence and they were just waiting to conclude the case. But disappointingly, when I listened to him this gone time, telling us that they have called all of the parties involved to the investigation, and they have not held anybody in connection to the crime. They have never made any arrest. Then it baffles me to where we are. So the other case again would just end just like that. That case would just end just like that. But that's Liberia for you. The police, that thing shouldn't be. Patrice Sulu can be more robust to argue with senators when you go to that because he feels like he's so protected. Patrice Sulu can argue with the senators left and right when you go over there. But I was saying, the senators too will not blame them. For a mayor appointee to go before you and to be very, very, very rude to a member of that particular body, Then you sit there and nothing happens, and he goes with impunity, start to move. That serious minor country, then that type of thing that can happen.
You see, the man was set before the Senate, right? And he argues with them to a higher extent that every account, whether evidence based on that the Senate will provide, the man will counter to a point where even the Solicitor General, his boss man, says something, the man said a lie, the thing I've been saying a lie, and may provide a conflicting account towards that.
That the type of people they will get in the
system.
system.
He works satisfactorily, and nothing, not even a single decision from the Senate is rendered against him.
Yeah, but the man is heavily connected.
And afterwards, you listen to them say, trust the police. When these things are happening, do you think Iranians trust? Do you think that the people will be trusting the police when these things? It came out with a huge catches of ammunition in this country. After this time, investigation still
things that are baffled me, bro.
Investigation still loading. However, I don't know whether the data will load before that thing can happen. They fast forward to the global Muska situation, and this is a one. And this since I must be very clear on this show of all what has been happening in this country, right? Ranging from terms of add numbers. That every time when these things happen, police carry investigation, sometimes police provide account. That to this point, first I had a time to research back up, and you won't believe. I want to understand as to at what point in time every any given society that security personnel have brought all parties towards an investigation, all parties, and not a single account that could somehow be substantiated enough, right, to follow that investigation. It tells that even the police, maybe the tactics, like the last time I listened to Councillor Arthur Johnson, when he pointed out some of the lapses of the police from the time of the incident of the president. And oftentimes, every time when these things happen, the police, before getting on the scene to begin investigation, there are errors. It happened with the Princess Cooper case, right? There are a lot of missteps again, people point out to the police. With an expectation that the police could have taken clue of that situation. Fast forward to the recent happening in the Gloria Mususka situation, there are a lot of missteps.
And one of the things that the police fail to realize is the protection of the crime scene whenever there is a crime.
That's one of...
And the people can be too careless to the extent that they compromise that issue, because there where the investigation should start from. The crime scene, but the people can just make it vulnerable only because sometimes, I don't know how they learn their own professional standard, but that was it. Everybody just got to be their own security in the rest of it, yeah? This is where we are, folks. So this issue about soup, and the rest of it, we're going to open the telephone lines. Let's be real here, right? On this show. The actions sometimes been carried out by members of the Student Unification Party, a campus-based political institution at the University of Liberia, sometimes cannot be in the right direction. And the most recent, it was a very embarrassing situation for the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Harris Ifodo, to that particular issue. The former Solicitor General, Serenius Cephas, he was on the campus, the main campus of the University of Liberia, where he was booed, and the guys took advantage of that particular situation to chase him out of the campus. And the worst part was with the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. The most recent has to do with an employee of the Ministry of Finance. We don't want to encourage violence. Let Liberia be a peaceful country. Because some of the things we see nowadays are not quite different from why we went into the various butches, to fight in this country. Yes, the Liberia is still lacking behind. If you look at other countries in the West and the rest of it, other countries that Liberia is, more, if you talk about independence, Liberia has a very long history. But these people are progressing, and we in Liberia always say and sit and analyze that we think that we need to do it the wrong ways. And the actions that have been carried out at the University of Liberia always stand, I sit, and then I hear people saying that it is soup, soup will never die, or in fact, if they survive during the tough times and the rest of it, so they think they are charged with the responsibility, or they can do it in this present dispensation. But it is to a larger extent that sometimes these things are being supported by the very people who think that it is wrong on the other angle, but right from the other angle. So when these things happen today, when it is against an official of the government, the people within the opposition will say it is right. They are corrupt. In fact, what are they doing there? What did he or she go to do there? These are things that people from the opposition bloc will say. And when it is from guys from the opposition bloc, and then soup decide to come against them, people from the opposition will say, like say from the ruling establishment, from the government angle will say, and that's the same thing we can talk about. They are not failed. Why they would want to do that in the rest of it? Playing games and the rest of it. They continue to move on. But let us sit as a country, what has violence cost for us in the last 12 to 15 years? The peace we enjoy today, or the civil unrest we had in this country. What some of the things we fought for, we're still seeing it. But what difference has it made in our society that is still lacking behind? Soup has our days and the rest of it that we know. Student leaders now, but then, they are lawmakers, right? They are the Senate. They are the House of Representatives. They're making laws. But how robust they are, that some of the things they experienced at the University of Liberia when they were there, that now they are empowered by the people to be lawmakers or represent them. What are some of the processes? What are some of the procedures they have put in place that will have a positive effect on the lives of students at the University of Liberia? Nothing. So the vice president had gone to that particular campus. She was booed. The former Solicitor General, regardless of his problem being indicted by the U.S. government, he resigned. And at the end of the day, the University of Liberia is an open area that people will go and interact.
Yeah, for sure.
It is an open area for people to go and interact. It is not made or set aside for special people to go there. The president, who is a visitor to the university, can go there. The last time he was there. So are they also saying that the president, who is a visitor on the campus of the University of Liberia, if he goes there, he will be booed and the rest of it? No. Let's condemn that particular act. Let's be fast to say that the actions been carried out by soup for the past days on the vice president, the former Solicitor General, and Aloysius, an employee of the Ministry of Finance, should be condemned to the larger extent.
And Paco, I love the way you begin the conversation, obviously. Before we come to the happenings of today, or what is expected to happen today, it is good that we begin to correct the missteps on a part of the student community. You see, the university is a place, like you said, for everyone, right? Every Liberian is entitled to have a right to visit the university campus at any given point in time. So the issue of one person or a person going at the university should be the problem where you will chase them out, you will boo them, and you create a whole lot of embarrassing scenes for them is wrong. That needs to be condemned to the highest extent. We understand in student politics, right? What should be more concerned about if these individuals will interfere with your activities, right? Then that's the time we will want to say, okay, yes, you did this because a certain individual interfere with the running of the affairs of your organization or your student group. But now we're to a situation, imagine what happened with the vice president. Such an embarrassing situation. And some of these individuals that you boo, that you chase as some of the university's best alumni, right? These are individuals that went to the breaks and found of the University of Liberia. Today they are making headways in society in their various respective areas. You will want to respect that every individual, for the matter of fact, will want to graduate from an institution where every time when they go about and feel at home. So you will not because you have an opportunity to be at a university at this current state means that you should create a scene very embarrassing that even if you leave from there, you don't have a face to come back. That needs to be condemned to a higher extent. So today, fine. Because you are heading that institution, maybe you control the student, you want to use that at their detriment, and everything you say to them, they follow you. You say they follow you, right? Moving forward, what if you leave that position? Sometimes some of these things you do, in spite of it being a revolutionary, right? What you do, you want to look at your ideas, how everyone in society will support the idea for the good. And now wherein you want to create things, violence on all of the day. I always say this to people. Some of the world's best, some of the freedom fighters, some of the individuals that have transformed the world were people that subscribe to peace. That people in all of the cases they remain peaceful. In all of their civil engagements, they never insulted leaders, right? They go about it, engage, and they sell their idea in the best way constructively. Most of those individuals today, the election you want to mention the Muhammad Gandhi, the rest of the individuals, they behave as the prophet Nathan. If you read the story in the Bible, the prophet Nathan was the one that able to go and face David. Yeah. But he was able to say out the wrong to David in a way where David himself succumbed and said, yes, what I did, Lord forgive me. And not in a form where you want to condemn the man in the way that he feels too embarrassing. And the situation with the vice president, Serena, even the rest of the folks, trust me, it's not welcomed. It shouldn't be entertained in any given society as the case with Liberia. For that, we must set the record straight. We must set the record straight. There are ways you can do it. Your student group, the administration of the university should be the one that will say this individual shouldn't go. Not you as a student body.
But you as a student somebody body. Telling us that it is the right of the student. Is it the right of the student to boo a sitting vice president? Is it the right of the student when the president goes to that university for someone to throw a stone at the president's comfort? Is it the right of the student? Look, we need to be serious in this country. We need to be serious in this country. If it is the right of the student, the right place to exercise his or her right when he or she feels disappointed, disenchanted, is at the bottom bars. It's at the bottom bars. All of that we continue to say. The former president, Ellen Johnson, was in power. How many times Soup did not talk against former president Ellen Johnson's leave? What changed? With the ruling establishment, what changed? They still talking. So it is a continuing process. It will be a process that will not end. Because that's how they see themselves. They see themselves not being bought. But let's just be real to our consciences that yes, we need to do the right thing. Your right is go to the bottom boss. If you think that the person hasn't performed and you can no longer entertain the person into the political space of the country, you go to the bottom boss and exercise your political right. It is your responsibility. No one can tell you what to do at that particular time. So go there and say, okay, since we're here, in fact, the people don't have time for us, they're stealing the money here and there. we will go to the ballot box and vote them out. That's why we call it a payday. But they are peaceful citizens and peaceful students at the University of Liberia. Sometimes they regret why they had to go to the University of Liberia, the state-run university, and at the end result, because of the actions of some of the students there. So there are other state students who don't want to be, part of the entire thing. They are going there to learn. And every time we will disrupt activities and the rest of it, it is not called for. Let's use the proper channel. Let's use it. Look, if you have issues with people going on the campus or the campuses of the university, all you need to do is they got the administration there. Nobody will want to consider that particular thing, and that's why the faculty association even came against it. And that's why the school administration, headed by Julius Sawolo Nelson, Dr. Nelson, kicked against it. But this is where we are, fellow Liberians.
And part of that as well, Paco, it is important to note that even the school administration mentioned that the current state of the University of Liberia, it needs support. The university needs to be supported to a higher extent. What becomes when these kinds of actions from the students come out, right? It scares away individuals from coming to do business with the institution, from partnering with the institution. It prevents government officials, from supporting the agenda of the university, because they will perceive that every student in that university is by far most the way the student education party ought to present itself or is presenting itself. So these are things you need to be cognizant of. These are things you need to be cognizant of.
Nobody is not telling you shouldn't speak against ills in society.
For me, I've been one of the persons, right, that support. You can come out and speak against whatever thing you feel that is going wrong. It's against the best practice of good governance in this country. You can kick against it, right? That's why your campus-based movement, you stand to be one of the critical voices in the within the student community. But despite you have that power, it doesn't in any way give you the right that you should use it, to
impede, the movements of other
people, to embarrass state individuals to that extent. Imagine, like the case of the vice president. And the worst of all was a real civil situation. I mean, that day I can see in the face of Seaford, you could see like tears on the pool down my eyes.
The men were really confused.
I mean, you cannot.
You don't blame the man whether U.S. sanctioned the man. You could go blame your government. Go and blame the government. They're the prosecutor, man.
I think you should be calling on the government, right? You should be calling the government so that that individual is brought for the investigation, and if I'm guilty, the right actions are taken against him instead of you going to embarrass in such a way, in such a manner.
As the God, sorry, Serenity.
And like you said, and Paco, like you said, the folks in the opposition will be the one hailing the
they will hail them.
Will be congratulating for such an inhumane act, for such an indecent conduct of a student grouping.
So as a result of that action, Harris, we saw Representative Gray. Representative Gray now has dashed his representative name, the title given him by the people of District 8. He said he is General Gray. All right, so he had posted on his Facebook page. He did it last week. Yesterday again, I followed his page. He did it. He updated exactly what he said last week. And he said General Gray will be there. We'll go on the campus at 12:30, right? At the university campus to have lunch with students and his constituents. Look, Representative Gray, when you are a leader, though the University of Liberia falls in District 8 Harris, right? But that university is a state-run university. That university cannot be controlled by you, Representative Gray, if you think that you are a certain lawmaker that will know this in your district, that when there is a problem, you go in, help the other stakeholders, since you are one, to see how best you can face that particular problem. But if you sit and escalate the entirety in the name of being a general, is that you think that you can go on the campus and nothing will happen. It is a clear-cut violence that we see. We cannot predict exactly what will happen today. We cannot predict exactly what will happen today. There are guys from the CDC. I saw a post from I think the presidential aide, right, accusing Representative Yeke Koluba, Senator Dillon, Senator Kanga Lawrence of being responsible of the act against Aloysius this gone time, right? And then the guys from SOUP, on the other hand, have accused the president, the vice president, Representative Akaros Gray, Jason Sibo, and some lawmakers of being responsible of Gray's action on today, whether there will be a positive or negative action. But all we can say as a leader is, when there is a problem, most especially the particular university is within your district, what do? You don't create a scene as if you are in competition with students from SOUP. That when you go there, nothing can happen to you only because you wear the name general. As a leader, you should always be there or willing, craft ideas to make sure to correct the wrongs. But if the wrongs are not corrected and want to create another scene where the wrongs will be added up, indeed you're bound to fall. So this is where we are. We cannot predict today's action. But I think the right thing Representative Gray should have done, if he feels that he has the numbers at the University of Liberia, the man is the chair on executive. He has a close relationship with the president. Right? Don't get me wrong. There will be no way that Representative Gray will request or call for a one-on-one meeting with the president of the university. There are some things that we need to correct here. Let's have conversations then. Dr. Sawolo Nelson says no. So since you think that this particular university falls within your district, and you as a leader, the best thing you can do is do not post on Facebook that people start to comment.
And seriously, Parker, in all fairness, the statement from Gray, it was actually insightful. I mean, if you read through it, it further exacerbate, the anger of the students, right? That's why the Student Unification Party stood firmly and continued to say that they will ensure that they carry on whatever activity they have been on the carry at 12 p.m. today. Same time, Gray has announced that he will be on the campus to have lunch with the students, and everyone can go there to take.
Yeah, everyone.
You see, the thing about it is not wrong, right? Obviously, he's entitled. By far more as a lawmaker, and besides, as a statement, he has a right to go out to campus at any time to share lunch with the students. But again, there are times, you see, in order to manage crisis, at a certain point in time, you want to take into consideration that because of these given circumstances, and you know that even your right can become wrong at a certain point in time, you will want to understand that your actions, whether is in a positive mood, by the time you are doing it makes it wrong. You understand? All of these things, you want to take them into consideration. So I think it is much more preferable that Gray sits with the leadership of the university, right? And oftentimes, this is what the students are doing. How can we resolve this? Is there a way we can call the student leadership and say, we, from the angle of the government and the university administration and student, can have an understanding, right? That is, this act of chasing officials of government, and past and present officials of government is wrong, it's unacceptable. There are better ways in which we can channel our grievances other than what we are doing. Then in that case, you are placing yourself in that position. I think after such a conversation will lead you to a massive launch program with the students. Then where the Student Unification Party and the U.S. administration, even you and your supporters, will have a good time together. But not where at the point where the students group has been condemned in reactions. The students group has reacted to folks that are condemning them. Then at this state, you announce such a thing. And that's why even a statement from the U.S. President, Dr. Nelson, I expected Dr. Nelson, right, to muster the courage and call on Gray to abandon his
If he's playing, if he's playing the visitation.
That's one of the things I expected Dr. Nelson.
Because that campus is not for violence.
It's not for violence.
It's not for people to go there and just take anybody from the outside. And, just carry them through. Because that place is a learning center. It is not for anything like violent. People going there to learn. People are going there to learn. People go to that place to learn. So it's not a place where you was in. So I want to reason with you.
Yeah.
The UL president should muster the courage. This particular visitation is not timely. It is not timely. Oh yes, you can just wake up and just do unannounced visit to the people. If you feel like you want to use Facebook and the rest of it to get the courage of the people to move in. Some of your actions are not right. In the past time, like the past days, the vice president, the solicitor general, Aloysius, and the rest of it, it is not right at all that you do these things, right? Let's call spade a spade. So we are saying as well, if that Representative Gray, your pronouncement made on your social media handles and the rest of it is not timely. The pronouncement or your visitation, your planned visitation is not timely, and we can sit on the platform and say what will happen, but these things should not be happening. As a leader, you must be very, very fast, indeed, crafted to solve problems, but not to create sin that will create more problems. Oh yes, so you guys need to step in. Sawolo Nelson, you are the authority, the sole authority at the campus of that, on that particular campus, the various campuses of the university. So if you sit there and allowed for political figures to, have a say into the running of that institution, even though your appointment is being political, but again, you will not do yourself justice. If that particular release on last evening, what we expected was called on Gray or whosoever that has planned to visit the University of Liberia, felt then that you have some students' activities ongoing, regular school time, school will be in section, students will be in classes, and we don't think it is prudent indeed at this time to visit the University of Liberia campus. It is not timely.
It's not timely, and I think that was the best thing Julian Nelson should have done. The thing about him making a statement that people should refrain from public utterances. What about the action? What about the planned visitation of these? Of those.
But they are all a result as a result of what would you say? And you don't overlook these things.
You don't overlook them. You don't overlook.
And the way we can mismanage Facebook in our country.
And that's why, Parker, like you say, as we continue to mention, that Dr. Nelson, in all fairness, the way you handle the situation is somehow, it's not the best way possible. You see, there are times when in leadership, there are times you have to take some of the hard decisions. Right?
Regardless of your position, regardless of your close relationship.
Regardless of the interest, so that you saved the image of the institution you represent. Imagine what will happen if Gray goes on that campus and the student unification want to counter. You know how chaotic that would be? You know what image it will present for the institution? You know what image it will present for the institution? So that's why you need to take into consideration all of these things. How the action of those individuals will affect your institution. So you come out and say, okay, the students, in all fairness, we will ensure that the student remain calm. But in the intervening period, we call on you, officials of government, to abandon your planned visitation. We understand perhaps it is a right to go to visit the campus, but we appeal for the sake of peace and for the length of the camps coming out and different statements. We appeal you to abandon that. I think in their right mind, then you saved the university from whatever further disturbances that may occur. But at the current state, you leave it open that way, Currently, as I speak, I cannot be my phone there. I mean, back and forth, different campus groupings are formed part of on the social media. The guys are building momentum. Momentum is building. I mean, the students. Trust me, we want to do everything possible.
Oh, yes.
Today to counter great, especially where he possessed that general name. Right?
So this is the issue. The man is not represented.
So the fight for supremacy now is what will prevail on that campus. It's no longer about a visitation again. Because of that general title grade added to his name. And disregard that representative or that honorable title. And say he's the general. Dixon C will from the other hand as well too. Say he's going to be supported.
Okay.
Right?
So they will be.
So these are individuals, trust me, that from time memorial have no good standing relationship with the Student Unification Party. So the Student Unification Party, on the other hand, too will want to reclaim their supremacy on the university campus.
And these are things that we're against.
And I've been told, I reported my feed that says she's posted on the university campus. I hope we can get to her at a certain point of time, a certain time in the program where she can tell us the atmosphere as we speak on the campus.
So these things are not healthy for us as a country. Let's speak against it. Let's kick against it for the safety of Liberia. Anything that will go on wrong at our university campus, it will play out negative, and it bears a negative image on Liberia as a country. So let's just be real for once, Representative Gray. I think it is important that you just disembark. Just the planned visitation, disembark, and there are better ways to solve issues. When there are problems, like we continue to say, find solution to the problem. Your visitation today cannot solve the problem at the University of Liberia. Your visitation cannot solve the problem at the University of Liberia. Okay, so we'll go to the telephone lines. You have your say this morning on the show, 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907 are the numbers, and you will be live on Good Morning Liberia. My name is April Parker Harris. Bede is here as well. At 9:15 this morning, we will look at the 6 political parties that joined the CDC over the weekend. We'll take your calls now. 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907. You can call on that number, and you will be live on Good Morning Liberia on VOL 104.1. So we'll take the calls now, Harris.
I think I have this person. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Quickly, let's hear you the name where you called from.
Yeah, I'm Richard Promo calling from Brother Kobonosha to be precise.
Go ahead.
Oh, yes. I just want to commend you guys for your talking points. And quite frankly, that what you guys are saying. Honorable Gray, I think he's not in the opposition again, no more. He's a leader. So, in case of anything, if anything that happens, and he's not satisfied, I think he needs to meet with the university authority to see how they can better solve that problem. Because he's trying to go there as a general, and the students too will resist him. And at the end of the day, pay attention. And you guys just put it rightly. And the next talking point is that we see the National Election Commission is remaining silent on political leaders that are putting fire all around. Because CDC did it, and let them not talk. So that what makes you see the other people are doing it, and they remain silent. And there's a kind of confusion for them to do this kind of thing. Lastly, you see the issue about Honorable Goliath's car, the situation that happened to her face. Actually, under the law, that woman needs to be arrested. She's supposed to be the prime suspect. But actually, in our country, when you go to the Temple of Justice, they say justice is blind. That's lie. It's only blind for the poor people. So that it could be you and I who could be a prime suspect and time that they will be unbarred. So thank you for the time, and thank you for the topic discussion as well.
Thank you. We'll talk to this person. Good morning. 0770-907-907, adding numbers. Call us on these numbers, and you'll be live on the program. This person is right here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear.
Yeah, I'm Desmond P. King calling from Johnson Jail.
Go ahead, Desmond.
Go ahead, you live. Desmond? Desmond is out, so we'll take more calls on the other line.
Yeah. 0770 907 0880907 adding numbers and call us if you live on the program this morning. We hoping do everything possible as well to establish contact with Mafila of our staff. I am told she's posted on university campus. While we await a call, 0770907907 0880907 adding numbers. We talk to this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Quickly, let's hear you.
Thank you. This is the governor for district number 10, Adam. So I do join you for my comfort district members of the Response and Defense team. My brother, let me say good to you for the show this morning. You know, the issue that have to do with our brother and sister there on our university campus. For me, if you will say that people are advancing that honorable grade shooting, take a visit to that campus. But for me, you know, I will advise that he take that and never visit them because you see the life we live, my brother. If you just get any small issue on your phone and you just continue to play with that soul some kind of way, it will continue to expand on your phone. It will continue to expand. But when you use pepper, you just mash all the pepper that and put it to that place. It will see small. So the men can be the cause of other people are coming. Let me inform.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Are coming. The men can be the cause of people who are into leadership or other people. You know, you just looking at it to just be honorable or boy at the vice president. First time in the history of Labrador, that look at what they always doing, and you put a vice president who the next person, maybe you may be dragging it to the president or any common person even go on that campus now. That's something that the garden starting. Now that they know what they're doing, that is bad. But when people continue to get their credit, hey, you know what I mean? You just tell everybody, oh no, and Mr. Gray shouldn't go there, Mr. Gray shouldn't go there. At the end of the day, that how the men will continue to do that. Because you remember, you and I were here, Taylor ATU visited that place before. They know what happened to.
But the visitation of Gray, the visitation of Gray can stop the problem at the University of Liberia.
Come again?
Gray's visitation, can it solve the problem at the University of Liberia?
It can't help solve the problem. What we are saying here, he visit there, probably he got his own colleagues there, or he reason of going there, he know why he want to go there for. So people shouldn't deny him of going to the state. No Liberian.
No, but we're not saying that nobody.
That group of people will just come out and deny other people of going on the university campus.
Sometimes
in the name of scaring to go there.
Sometimes there are issues that you as a person, most especially not an ordinary person, you can solve. But now, you know, looking at the heat of the entire thing, and you just going there at the end of the day, it becomes another thing. What if it turns out to be chaotic? That's exactly what we're saying. So I think he's out. I don't know what's happening to the line.
Oh, damn. we still try.
Yeah, so we will talk to what was the name? Mafila. Mafila this morning. And Mafila will tell us the atmosphere, what exactly she's seeing so far at the University of Liberia. We have this person on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Let's hear you. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Topa Flomo again.
Yeah, you call.
Yeah,
Yeah, Topa, you said.
Yeah, the issue about, the university campus. And I just hear your last caller is saying that Honorable Grace should go there. It's not a matter of Honorable going there, we are stopping him. The fact with me is that Honorable Grace is a statement. And what is happening at the university, this is not a street thing. This thing been happening at our university for a long time. If you was around 1984, student died. The student grouping, they always against government. But the issue here is that what are they going on now? The only thing is that as a leader, and that's what we are saying, as a leader, go and get in touch with the other people at the university, the leadership at the university, to see how to harmonize this thing.
Thank you.
But going there now to go and say you want to go and have lunch with the students, and on what basis? If we go there now, for example, somebody just gets killed there, or something happening, who will be responsible? And that will solve the problem of the university problem today. We say no.
Thank
so
you.
this is the problem. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you, and we pray that nothing bad happens to the students.
Good morning.
Good morning, let's hear you.
Thank you very much. This is Bobby Abu Meska, a phone from District 6, SD Cooper Road. Let me appreciate you guys this morning. You see, it sounds so pathetic to hear a young man encouraging violence in Liberia. He don't encourage greed because the students, the soup will not relent if you encourage greed to go there. The only reason we should call an honorable man to disengage from violence, to stand down. They have so many restaurants in the country. They have the right to attend to it.
I think we need to. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we need to source this.
What is
form.
the stuff for
We
this
need
thing?
to source this form. That's the only solution.
What is the stuff that can be? Please check for it. Please check for it.
I don't
as
think
we-
we have something.
Wow, it is crazy. I think Lorena is Mafila is on the line.
Yeah.
Mafila, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning, Mafila. Good morning.
Yeah, what's all morning, Harris?
Mafila, you are live on the show. It is to our understanding that you are live on the campus of the University of Liberia.
Yes, I'm currently on the University of Liberia campus, the main campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now tell us, what exactly have you seen? What have you noticed so far on the campus of the university?
So currently we have students or militants of the students. I mean the Progressive Students Alliance, that is the PROSA. They are already engaged in Palawa Hut. They are on the Palawa Hut, but the campus don't look no more. When you come on your campus, and usually by 8, you find out that students will be in class. But for today's case, students are just roaming about. So I spoke with some of them. They are afraid to go to class. They don't know what will happen next. So they are telling me that they will be out to see how the campus will be before going to class. But in the meantime, they will just be around, be observing what is unfolding on campus.
We really want to bring you live that people who are following can know exactly what is happening at the University of Liberia campus. We're going to send you the link.
Hello?
Yeah, we want to bring you live on the television. Hello?
Thank you.
Yeah, we want to bring you live on the television. All you need to do, just the link we will send to you. Just click on the link.
Yes, I can do that. We will have activate Macklin Reno here.
Yeah, so you know what we do?
Education party.
You know what we do?
Put that on the page and we'll-
No, hello?
Let me talk to her quick. Let's continue. Let me talk
So we will bring Mafila live. This conversation is important, like we said. The PROSA, the Progressive Students Alliance from the University of Liberia. First they were on the Fender or something. Now they've turned to PROSA. So currently they are on the campus of the University of Liberia. This is the entire thing about this whole PROSA group. I saw too many posts from PROSA people, and then they are totally against the soup people.
Yeah.
You can join her?
Yeah, continue.
They are, so let's take a little time on this issue. We'll come to the political parties, but this is currently at hand, and it's always important that we talk about issues that that are important to the safety of our country and the rest of it. So we got to power the phone at the end of the day. I think you spoke with her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the PROSA too, that if you listen to our reporter, she said that PROSA is currently on the campus of the University of Liberia. PROSA has engaged the Palava Hut. It is a place that the students will gather, the political institutions will gather, student-based political parties will gather to speak to their supporters and the rest of it. But this is where we are, fellow Liberians. This PROSA group is another student-based party that does not in any way support the activities of SOUP on the campus. So I saw a post. The students or the student leaders from POSA accusing the current chair Mustafa of SUP of collecting money or instigating violence against government officials. And this current thing is that yes, they want to counter-react when Grace should have gone there to visit, that they collected money from Senator Dillon, from Representative Yeke Koluba, from Senator Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, to carry on whatsoever action that will be carried out today by the students of the leader, the guys from SUP. So as we speak, the guys from PROSA are currently on the campus. So we want to bring our reporter live on the show as we speak. Yeah, okay. I don't know what's happening now.
No, just continue. I'm doing an adjustment.
Okay. All right. So we want to bring our reporter live from the campus of the University of Liberia. She is reporting, Mafila Kamara is reporting to us that students from PROSA are currently on the campus of the university. They have engaged the Palava Hut and they are doing their normal thing. But now she is also reporting that ordinary students, the other students who are not part of any of the political students grouping and the rest of it, they are afraid now to go on campus or go to class because they don't know what will happen in the coming minutes or hours. So that's the situation right now on the campus of the University of Liberia. So Lorena, Mafida will report live on the campus of the university. We'll bring her live on this entire thing. Those of you who are currently watching will follow it as well. And she's going to move the camera from some of the main areas. We're going to look in some of the classes as to whether the students have gone to class or they are not going because of fear and the rest of it. So we want to highlight the discussion. And that's why we said, we call it on Representative Gray. As a leader, it is always good to listen to people. Look, you cannot, sit and feel like this is it, and you want to do it the way you want to do it. It shows no seriousness. It shows no seriousness of solving the problem when there is one at this point where you have issue. You think they're going to get it there?
I'm going to get it. Let's continue.
Yeah, where you have issue. There will be no time that problem can be solved when you decide to maybe engage into something different, contrary to what you think. You think it is the right thing to do. So Mafida will report this morning from the campus of the university. The other student grouping is there. We don't know as to whether SUP has gathered too. But PROSA is against SUP's action. And we don't want to tell you where does PROSA stand in all of what's been going on. We don't want to tell you, but they are against. And we saw a post that was not too good. And they promised that they were going to be on the campus of the university, most especially the main campus this morning. Some of the posts we saw is a living testimony of what our reporter just reported. So according to us, some of the students are afraid to go to class. They are afraid to go to class because if they don't know what will happen in the coming hours as it relates to Grace's visit or the SUP people coming outside or the guys from the PROSA coming outside. And already it's been reported that the guys from PROSA are out. What runs to mind? So, and that's why we said the problem can only be solved when you have people who are out to be leaders, people who are more problem solvers than engaging into scenes that will create violence. Nobody is in favor what soup has been doing over the time. Nobody will sit there and be in favor of that. You gotta please talk to her.
Yeah, just put me on. I think she's trying to access it already.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
read the message.
So nobody, I repeat, nobody will sit there and encourage the guys from soup going against vice president, president, senate pro tem, and the rest of it, only because they want to certify their political quest or certain thing they feel that that is not right into the governance space of our country. As students, they think they have the right. They have the right to to speak to it. But there are better ways. So now, Lorena Mafida, is on the campus of the University of Liberia.
Okay, I think we have.
Yes. So,
Already. Okay.
Mafida is on the campus of the university. She is live on the television. So, those of you watching, that's a Palava Hot. The Palava Hot, I think Mafida needs
Mafida,
to.
you need to position the camera
You
better.
need to position the camera, better.
Yeah.
So.
Just keep your hand tight so that you be straight as we expect.
So the guys within the Palava Hut that we're seeing, those of you following or viewing this morning, fellow Liberians, if you want to follow the scene, just go on Facebook, Voice of Liberia Television, click like, follow us. Indeed, you will know exactly what is happening. So Mafila Kamara is at the campus of the university, the main campus. So you have the students from ProSat, the guys from ProSat, now they're chanting their normal battle cries and the rest of it. But I think, Mafida, what happened?
Yeah, no, I think it's more. And
Okay, we need to pull out you, right?
Yeah, I am back, yes.
I think the guys are chanting.
Yeah, they are chanting battle cries. So you see on the campus of the university, the main campus, the guys are chanting the battle cries and students are all over. So what we're seeing right now is students aren't going to class. They aren't going to classes because they feel like something might happen in the next meetings and the rest of it. So, Mafida, can you get us clear from the campus of the university?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, Mafida, go ahead and tell us exactly what is happening on the campus. We see students moving here and there. We see cars are parked, but we see a group believed to be students or guys from the ProSci group, like you talked about. They are currently in one of the Palava huts. Can you tell us exactly what is happening? What have you gathered so far from the students?
So basically some students here at the University of Liberia, and I asked them what they're not doing class. It is said they are in fear of going to class because what will happen instead, so they prefer the university. They can set up to class. So I also spoke with them from social said that they are here basically to protect the rights of students in the University of Liberia.
Protect the lives of students on the campus of the university. In what way?
The rats.
The rats?
The rights of students on the University of Liberia. Any students being tried to go after the students, they will be here to protect the rights of students. So the students shouldn't be here to go to class about that. Students.
I think Papa, it'll be good if she has a help phone to help us talk to a few of these students that are doing their battle cries or stuff.
Mafila, are you positioned?
Yeah, sure. I can. Okay. So they are telling me that they get stuck with any economic plan, so they are telling me so we should be around to even try to reach out to the security and all to get used to the present
But I feel like you can still help us connect with some of the students who are expressing fear that classes will be disrupted aside from PROSA. Some of these students that go on a normal business.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. Just continue to show the camera around. Let's see.
Maybe she could move to some of the classes too as well. Yeah.
Okay. So these are. Okay. So I'm still making my way around.
I think there are a few classes around there, right? I feel like there are a few classes around there, right?
Yes.
So you could move to some of those classes to know as to whether there are instructors in class or students are in class, and you could do that to know for the viewers to know what is actually going on. But now classes should be on. Yeah, 18 after 9 classes should be on, so we could know too as well.
So this is the CPA people.
Okay.
So we have class there.
Okay.
We have this particular class.
Okay. All right.
Instructor is also here.
University.
So I'm going.
Is that a classroom?
Is that a classroom at the University of Liberia?
Yes.
Okay. So we see. Is that person a lecturer?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we could move to the next one, please.
Okay. Alright. So this is another class.
Okay. Okay.
We have students in class.
Okay.
So another class here. This is staff. And we only have the 4 students in class here.
4 students are just there in our other class.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we just move to the next class.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see from this other class, there are 2 students here.
But you have lecturer there, somebody there to do the lecture. I see a female.
I'm a lady, so probably maybe yes.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. Then we will move.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe show the other class. So this is the other class.
Okay, we see students there. Yes, they are there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is CPA, and this is CPA 4.
Okay.
And this other class is
the other place is empty, Lorena. And Mafila, that place is empty.
Empty. No instructor. Okay. So this is the CPA building. It's directly situated opposite the TH building.
But that building place hosts to which group of students? Is it CPA? What does it mean? Which group of students place hosts to?
Students from the 4 colleges here. So we have people who are students that are doing economics, also accounting.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we have them doing 4 series, 3 So
She could show
this is the PhD.
Can you take us to the student center of Mafila, the center of attractions?
The student, so the student center.
Center.
Where exactly do they have the student center on the campus of the university?
So I'm making my way there to the student center. The student center is well, but the PhD.
Okay.
So the building is far there. Is the student center. The building also pay host the office of the interim leadership of
OSU, another student-based political party.
Yeah.
Do you see
the
members?
party that cover. students it's an independent body.
I'm seeing some folks there. You care to talk to a few of them.
We are finish trappers. We are mostly trappers. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So this is the students in Nigeria.
There where Gray is to be today.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so that's a student center.
So that's the student center at the
my
University of Liberia. Those of you following, that's the student. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Should I play Great Great Balloons?
So, but the type of people that Gray is supposed to carry, they fit in our place, though.
Yeah, the place is small.
So that place, that the place that Gray won't go today.
Okay.
So that's a student center.
Yeah.
Okay, the student center.
This is the building. So I'm trying to my way to medical get.
Okay, yes, yes. That's the
center
place
of
we want to
attraction.
see.
We are still looking at Laboratory University.
Yeah.
So we have two many things. So you try to sit all of this tree.
Where?
All of this tree.
All of that tree. Okay.
Yeah. So this is
So
the
no
tree.
meaning.
So this is the tree.
Okay. So those people over there, you think they are from soup? You think anything of such?
Yes, they are all from soup. Yes, they are all from soup. They are the stars. They are wearing power clothes. Probably they are taking precaution.
So where is that other area where you have the tower? That place.
No, I think that place is back way. I can
So this place is back at the back of the so we have the swing.
Okay.
So we have the swing station passage. Built office. But it's not yet. Finished. So you
That place there. That place. Go there. Let's see.
Mafila, can you take us to the TH building? The TH building to where Soup has her office. Oh my boy, this internet.
Yeah.
I imagine enjoying the exercise.
Yeah.
Okay, I think.
You said the TH building?
The TH building.
Yes.
Take us to the TH building, Mafila. I'm told there where Soup has her office.
This is Good Morning Liberia, folks. Those of you just joining us would like to say good morning. We want to do this exercise. It is healthy for us this morning. Like we said, the thing is this is not about, encouraging violence. So Lorena Mafida, what is this Lorena girl? Mafila Kamara will do everything possible this morning to bring all of the happenings at the university campus, right? Yes, at the University of Liberia campus. She will bring to you, viewing and listening this morning, some of the things that are happening at the campus. The student center that Representative Gray talked about, General Gray, in his post, talked about. Mafida went there, and the place is not large. I think our place is 5,000 times better than that place.
Bigger than that.
And
so Parker, I don't want to be quick to speak, right? But from that student center, I see if there were Gray is talking about everyone to go and take something there, it means that we can predict that there are some more motive aside from just having lunch on that campus. Obviously, we must be clear. It must be.
You could have a very good place to go and have lunch with the students. So, Lorena, Mafida have to come back. Please try to
Mafida have to get back on. I'm told the student center, the student will sit all on the rack to eat. So I think they will climb on the rack and let me try to get
Mafida, please try to come back. Mafida, please come back on. It is important that you come back on, Mafida. We need to end this exercise before 10 o'clock. Yes, Mafida, please come back on. Right? It is important that we do it. So those of you viewing this morning, all you need to do, just be there. Yes, we'll receive some of the comments.
Yeah, I think Grace will need to adjust that time because the thing about it, I think that students in the food, I think food can be ready by 1 o'clock. Yeah, on several occasions I've been there. So by
the mail will go there 12:30 when you go there.
So you go there 12:30, we probably then you go straight, go eat and come back. No, but seriously, pack up. We must be very straight and say this. I mean, the way things are going now, right? The concentration was on soup and that of grade, But you saw the pro side.
Yeah, pro
The
side.
pro side themselves are already building momentum. Soup hasn't arrived on the campus yet, and you know how it becomes when Soup enters the university campus. Then, at least to say you have pro side on the other hand have already secured the Palava out. Right, so pro side as earlier than expected. Pro side when they secure the center of attraction on that campus, especially that part of our heart.
And that pro side
Soup will
group-
be level, no other alternative. Now, what it does is that it places Soup in a very dangerous position because from where Soup gathers to the student center is just just a breeze.
Yeah, so you saw Mafida leaving for that place.
If pro side takes over the Palava heart, then Soup will have to transition to
Their
the
normal
student
meeting
center
ground.
round the Echo Bank area there on the campus. So from the Echo Bank to the student center, you can even chat with someone in the hear you. So there, where we great pass through that group to go and have lunch. So
We will need to get Mafila back.
if great pay money if from parent yet, so I'll go eat.
We need to
I'm trying everything
get
possible. It's like,
Mafila's
Mafila went off completely. I don't know because I'm trying to get
We
off of this.
need to get her back.
Seriously.
Mafila
Yeah, seriously.
can treat us like that. Mafila Kamara, if you're listening, we encourage you. You just hit the link and join the entire thing. I don't know as to whether.
It appears to be that she off the internet completely. That's what
so
it appearing to be.
that's what I'm saying. So I hope she can really.
Perhaps she's doing one or two adjustments.
Yeah, we hope that Mafila can really come back. So those of you viewing the university, we don't want to talk about the state of the university now. That will be another time. But one of the reasons why we decided to take that exercise where Mafida will move from class to class is because we don't want people carrying the information, carrying the information that, hey, this thing where people will be afraid to go to class or because of the alleged, or the actions that the thing that will happen after war made for people not to have gone to class. So you saw people in various classes around there, though the campus is not too good.
Oh my word.
What is it?
Oh,
sad. Lorena, Mafida, you gotta do it.
I think get her back.
Yeah.
Let me see.
You can.
No, don't worry.
Yeah, no, so you can do it some kind of way to get us to join us.
Don't worry, you
Yes.
you have the other laws too.
Yeah, you after the entire thing you have your lunch.
Probably the answer.
Okay, so there are some questions we want to ask, but we want for Mafida to come back on. When she comes back on, we'll ask those questions. And for the safety of this particular discussion, it's important that we do it because we want to know some of the things that have been happening on the campus going forward. So Mafida will rejoin us and then we'll ask us some questions. Yes, it is important. But then you saw Mafida moving from class to class, making sure that we tell you as to whether there are students in class or not. So there were some students who said from the onset they were not going to class because they didn't know what will happen. So that you see some people moving from there are some people who will use these situations, as an opportunity to be around and the rest of it. Again, safety comes first.
Yeah.
Because there are a series of issues that occurred on that campus and people are victim of it. So they want to take precaution. It is important to always take precaution, right? So Mafida moved from class to class in making sure that we know exactly what was actually going on. Later, she moved to the student center where Representative Gray or General Gray has proposed of being on today. And he said he will be there today at 12:30.
Yeah.
So, okay, glory be to God.
Okay, thankfully we have her back on.
Okay,
I think, oh my word.
Yeah, the internet is very, very, very,
This
very
is Liberia
bad.
for you.
Yeah, the internet is, okay, all right.
Mafila,
You have to twist the
you
camera,
have to
Mafila.
reposition the camera. I think you have to go off and reconnect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Have to go off and
you
reconnect.
have to,
That's
yes.
the only thing.
I think it's like that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, like that, right?
Yeah, I think it's much. No.
So you have to what?
Yes, you have to.
She has to,
rejoin.
okay.
You have to rejoin.
All right. So Mafila will come back on, and Mafila will definitely tell us exactly what is going on currently as we speak. She was moving to a TB, I know the TA building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have, normally sometimes you have soup people around there. So she's going to tell us, she even pointed to a building that is believed to be an office that is still under construction by soup and the rest of it.
Yeah, that's soup office.
Okay.
Right beside the TH building.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she is on. She will come on. Mafila is on. Yes, Mafila, welcome back. I don't know what's happening. Okay.
I don't know what's going on here. It's not rotating.
Okay, the rotation. I think is it?
Okay, yeah, I think
we
it's
want to
much better
manage
we
that,
can manage
right?
with that.
But I think there is space and stuff.
Yeah, the thing about it, she should have put a formal rotation at first.
Oh yes, I had to just
Yeah, then you got to
Then
go
you have to
over.
go off and come back on. So we'll have the clearer view.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I think
Yeah.
it's much better.
Okay. I guess
It's
I'm
much
in
better.
now. I guess I'm in now.
Yes. So you were in. So you are currently Facebook being not easy. Everybody want to.
So this is the main interest of the University of Liberia.
I think it's good we begin from here.
Yeah.
And we are seeing the presence of the Liberia National Police. They are still across the road.
Okay, so police know that something might happen. So police are going there. Thank you. It was so good that you brought that particular thing out, so that the police people across the road at the Capitol building. Are they in combative mood? Do you see them in combative mood where you see batons, you will see tear gas, you see what is stuff that are obtaining where they can be protecting themselves? Do you see anything of such?
No, they are just wearing that uniform. I'm not seeing no protect that's okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's good. So we see the student as a that's it.
Okay, yeah, let's take a look. There's a central attraction, Mafida, before the auditorium there. There's a treat right beside it. Usually the student gather to discuss politics and somehow sports. Other there,
Yes,
do you see the presence of
yes,
students?
Yeah, they are here. Yeah, they are here. For Mackley, as if Mackley is not a state of attraction on the University of Liberia.
What is he doing?
The one he's talking about. She talk with students here, on the sports.
Yeah, exactly to what I was talking about.
What is McLean
That's exactly what I was talking about, Mafida. Thank you.
Is McLean a student of the University of Liberia?
No, when you say that, you see different parts. It's like
You working?
you have different parts.
Hey, McLean Randall. McLean
All
Randall.
right, Mafida. Yeah, you can talk to some of them there. Perhaps whether they will give you attention.
What McLean? Where is McLean? Where is McLean?
Mackley is way up there, as you can see.
Yeah, but begin down here.
Okay, so Papa will let you do the interview.
Yeah.
So him, then you ask him.
Okay, all right.
Hello.
Yeah. Good morning. Welcome. This is Voice of Liberia. How are you? What's your name?
Peter Engineer.
University. Okay. So this morning you went on campus. Were you able to go in class to access your instructor and lesson so far?
I went in class. All of my classes know the situation on the campus.
What have you gathered as a student of the university? You went to class this morning, and at the end result, your teachers didn't turn out. What have you heard?
Okay. According to the info, probably was Scholar Green, visiting the campus to launch this thing. And say that he is not allowed to afford the service of the University of Liberia today. So it also is just peace are along her.
So, but what is Prosa's position? If you said the torso is between soup and Prosa,
Yeah.
I say, he should not enter. He should not enter. Prosa is defending him that he can't protest. He can't protest.
So meaning Prosa is in favor of Grace visitation.
Yeah.
How does it affect you as a student when these things are happening and where you have transported yourself on the campus and quite unfortunate the situation it is what it is now?
The situation is very very regrettable. Because pay your quotation of the student and say things this way. Not very fun.
Do you feel frustrated being a student of the university?
Yes. All universities around. Those things are not happening.
Okay, so what can you say to the two student groupings, and you have Representative Gray on the other side? What can you say as a student of the university? What can you tell the school administration?
It's to start the both parties then make it because
Okay, my brother, thanks for talking with us.
thank you very much.
Thanks for talking with us. Okay, so Voice of Liberia, good morning, Liberia. We here this morning, and what you see, those of you viewing, is from the campus of the University of Liberia. We decided to do it this way to inform you of happenings on the campus. So I think Mafida can just move to the areas that we were talking about. Mafida,
You can move up up as well.
Yes.
can you move to the building you were talking about,
That's
Harris?
a TH building. But
The
before
TH
then,
building, another
I've
student
seen a
grouping
group,
over there.
A group of students there. I think it's being headed by McLean
Yeah.
Randa.
Yeah,
McLean, who is
McLean.
not a student
Yeah,
of the University of
McLean.
Liberia. What? No. This is what I don't get, Paco.
Is that McLean's group?
Yeah, McLean.
But I think he is. I don't know whether we'll be able to talk about McLean.
Me pass it, please.
McLean is on live.
Okay.
Mm.
I need to have a crush, right? I have a crush,
The
right?
man said we're gonna bring cross right. Yeah, cross right.
Guys, something different, Paco. Is it sounding is a caveat that he will not relent? He will be the front runner with bag of rocks and assigned at the entrance of the university. So why is he being assigned with a bag of rock?
To the man there to throw stones.
That's what.
This is McLean Randall that said anything. McLean Randall.
Ready to die.
The man is it part of soup? The man is meditating for soup.
McLean is a student of the African Methodist Episcopal University. Yeah. So this is the part I don't get. I don't know why when he carry on that campus. So he said he went in defense of soup. So all of the guys that make up the student vacation party, and you see the scene that McLean has caused. So all of the students are in a state of panic. They are panicking. So everybody hears something going to go. Martin, the crowd, this guy that doesn't even know where he's supposed to be at this time. Perhaps if he may record classes are ongoing at AME, right?
Yeah. Maybe the man off today. Man, he got class today. The man he got class today. Yeah, so Mafia, that leave McLean, man. So the man has created a scene for himself where people are going, and people there, students got, the university is a good area to be. As he creates someone seeing people there, they standing. So you see people.
McLean took transfer, man, higher transfer.
So under the Palava Hall where you have posters this morning, are they still around Mafila?
Yeah.
Or the zoo gone down?
Yeah.
McLean subdued the man. I'm seeing someone addressing the podium.
Mafila.
Yes.
Mafila, is Prosa normally seen? Is Prosa normally seen on the main campus of the university?
So I have to just before we turn to Because normally come around.
Okay.
Can
That's
you
good.
focus the camera on Prosa, the where Prosa is?
No, I think for the safety of for the safety, so she decided to move away and then.
One man who came from nowhere. Who knows the day? We must be serious.
We're seeing some consultation ongoing there. But But I think the guys were quiet, but I don't know why they had to wake up again. Because McLean has stolen the show. So the AME used to So I think you can move. You can move to the building, the TH building. Yeah, Mafida, please move to the TH building. Okay, so our reporter is moving there. Mafida is moving there. Thanks so kindly for the job you're doing this morning. It was everything. Yes, it was everything. So Mafida is moving in now to the TH building, and we're going to know exactly what will be happening there. So far, it will do this to. Okay.
Oh, the side is empty.
Yeah, the entire place is empty. Okay.
So this is the next class. Yeah, I don't think it's here.
But you seeing students there, that whole place we can't see anybody inside.
Yeah, few students.
Okay. Oh, my word. It is.
Oh, this internet thing.
It is. Hope my feeder can really rejoin us now. Good morning, Liberia on VOL 104.1. My name is April and Parker. Harris Bailey is here this morning. Coming up very shortly, we'll call it a day. It's 11 minutes. It's 11 minutes up to 10. Today is Monday, and we decided to do this exercise for people who are listening, people who are watching to know exactly. Because we were just being real from the onset of this discussion. We said, Representative Gray, no matter what, should disembark. And his planned visitation, once a leader, like we said, you should be very crafted indeed to, solve problems instead of creating scenes that will create more problems. And our reporter went at the student center that he has talked about going. So I don't know what Representative Gray. We're trying to reach to Representative Gray. When he answers, fine. If he doesn't, we'll go to the telephone line. We want to have a word with him this morning. So his phone is ringing. Yes. Representative Gray phone is ringing. Hope Representative Gray can speak with us on this issue. So it is important that we do it this way. There are people who are like afraid now. Fear has engulfed people on the campus of the university. They're saying that Gray is as a result of Gray's visitation. And if anything goes on wrong, that could just be a whole of him being held, responsible for the rest of it, like we will put it. So Mafida is still there. Mafida is still moving. Mafida, where exactly are you now?
I'm very fond of the place building in the champion of the year.
The chairman of who? We are our campaign?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk with him. Let's speak with him. But how does it concern today's gathering?
I think people asking.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Welcome to Voice of Liberia.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on.
Could you properly introduce yourself this morning? We're seeing you on the campus of the University of Liberia.
I'm Lasana Escare, the chairperson of the We Are campaign. And also the student.
We Are Our campaign. We Are Our campaign. If you say We Are Our campaign, what do you mean?
It's a movement. You can start the process of considering we have come to production 23.
But there are too many things happening right now at the University of Liberia. Today there are students, there are few students who spoke with, and they say they are unable to go to class. Some went to class and instructors weren't there. How does the We Are Step Down campaign concern today's action? Can you have a little play in today's action, exactly what is ongoing at the university campus?
I think there are tons of rumors going around. Honorable be having launched on the University of Liberia, Capitol Hill main campus by 12 cited. And the student education parties has made it clear that the Capitol Hill main campus of the University of Liberia no go for because it's a provocator. And this is why students that are spread to come. Some of us we are there here. We are attending some of our classes, and very soon I'll be attending one of my classes. And I can show you that today we will be here. Whosoever that want to come here and have chaos among the students here will be resisted. And we can tell you for sure. That honorable
it seems that you support the action from the guys from SOUP.
So the students are not wrong. They are always right.
Why do you think that grace should not be allowed on the campus?
Because it has been declared as a personal non-grata. This place is a no-go zone. Student here is a visitor here. When it's come here at the consent and approval of the university. Only students are allowed on the campuses of the university.
Is that how it's being done as usual, where officials before accessing the university campus must seek the approval of the administration?
Of course, we are visitors here. Even the president when he's coming here, from the administration of the University of Liberia. And the student council, the administration of the University that is invited here. What do you want to come and do here?
Do you take into account that there are other students who are not part of any of the groupings there at the university might be affected as a result of what will happen today?
And Grace will be liable. Because he's the one that is causing fun. And you can check it right here. You have certain protesters around the campuses. But we are not afraid. We are here. We are showing that we will not come unless it is approved of the University of Liberia.
How are you going to prevent VOL, Grey from accessing the campus? I mean, what are the ways you're going to use to stop Grey from coming to the campus?
No, when it comes here, it will be resistant. The students will still booing. No matter where going on the campus.
Okay, all right. Thanks for joining us.
Lastly, Parker, before we take leave of him, will your group be part of the protest as well? If Grey attempts to come on the campus, will you take a member as well?
Unfortunately, the group out of this. We did not come up with our official going solidarity with But can I show that will have some of our members here today to combat the process.
Okay. All right. Thanks for joining. Thanks for talking with us, Kanen. Thanks for talking with us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Mafida, thanks so kindly. Mafida going to move on. I think Mafida was going to. Mafida, can you go to the other area where you normally see SOUP gathering? Can we go there? Whether there are students from SOUP? Yeah, you can move in there. Let's see for the second time. what is going on there from that particular end. Mafida is moving. If that's the campus of the University of Liberia, Mafida is moving live from the main campus. So let's be real. This is the main campus of the University of Liberia. She's moving, and she's moving towards where normally the guys from soup will gather
and take the national anthem. Take the anthem in the morning. Before moving on.
Yeah.
So move.
So I'm already in my future.
But the guys are acting very peaceful this morning.
And some guys are acting very peaceful.
Yeah.
What is going on there? All the guys are sitting on there. Are they members of
all
soup?
of them, that place is only, it's been secured for only soup
Yes.
members.
What?
Yes.
If you're not a soup base to just access that tree is very difficult. For that, I can testify on 2 separate occasions. I've been confronted
To leave the place.
Yeah, to leave that place. I must be very fair with that. And so, but I think these guys are waiting on an instruction from above. That's how they behave.
But the guys.
That's how the party was.
As if nothing is happening, as if you don't have sense of
I can't see anything like meditate moving in those guys.
I'm telling you, what God.
Yes, so we have to anything coming this way. Yes, we see.
Prosa again.
It seems that the Prosa guys are taking the entire campus.
I can see them from up there. I think that yes.
Yeah.
Can you move closer to them? What is
They are
it?
coming my way.
Yeah, they coming. Please make sure you be safe. I beg you.
You are safe.
Please make sure you be safe.
Especially
Yeah.
you didn't go with your face to be identified.
Okay, so
Why are they singing? I can't get this the song.
Yeah, you're not. Liberia is a very interesting country.
Boy, this network won't kill us in this place. This is not.
So did you observe any move? Yeah. So did you observe any move from the guys from soup when the guys from Prosa were passing?
No.
Okay. All right. So they are headed to the Palava Hut. It is a very interesting scene on the campus, the main campus of the university. But there are 2 Palava Huts over there I'm seeing.
No, you see,
There are 2 Palava Huts.
we have few military and the other ones are ready.
Oh, okay. So the other guys are parading the campus, the main campus of the university.
Yes.
So what we want to gather here is the Palava Hut that Prosa is occupying now.
Yes.
Normally sometimes they were soup go and address their students, right?
Yeah.
So the other Palava Hut that is on the is right opposite the other Palava Hut there. Who can go there?
The religious Palava.
So only religious people can go there. They can't do political something. So is it a first come first serve basis where somebody who from the other political institution gather, then nobody has a right to go there again?
Yes. Actually, yes. The negotiation they have with the association. It's already on this Palava.
Wow.
So on sometimes with the students.
Okay, that's good. I think the guys from Prosa now are still doing where the other guys are.
But Mafida, can you take us to the park where on the campus? Let's see as well.
To the park, right?
Yeah, to where you have the statue coming up.
They are normally
sometimes,
building. Yes.
Yeah, sometimes we want to see other students are not
where
part of this entire process.
Graduate end.
Exactly, where you have to graduate school around that end. Oh, this network won't kill us.
Mafila.
Network won't kill us. I feel like you have to do everything possible.
Yeah, please.
Indeed,
So
we
that
actually
would be the
appreciate-
last
we actually
one.
appreciate what you do.
Yeah, so,
Morning. This is Voice of
yes.
Liberia. This is exactly what we do. When these things happen, we provide the information just as it unfolds. And so, I mean,
So Papa, you see for the parking lot.
okay,
Yeah.
exactly the place I was talking
There
about.
are not many cars. There are not many cars. There were usually by 10 o'clock. You will see a lot of cars. You will see a lot of cars there parking, but for today, yes, 2 cars here.
The cars.
Just 2 cars.
Okay. So meaning that some of the instructors they not come on campus today, and some of the students they not come on campus today. That why it means.
So probably they are here, and then they have to park there, and then they have to park the car.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah. it is very-
Mafila, you can move down, move all the way down. Let's see.
where you have the graduate school.
At the
there-
entrance.
No, where you have the graduate school.
Move to where you have
the park.
The park. The park
Which
area
one
to
the
where you have the
progressive park?
graduate.
Which one the progressive park?
Well, the where you have the graduate school.
Under the trees there where the students
Okay,
usually
to
sit.
Okay, to Salamari.
Okay,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
Move
the
to the
angle
Stella
of
Mary.
Okay.
Stella
Yeah,
Mary.
you got it right. Move the SC as well. If there are students on that side. Oh, this thing. And the guys, I don't know how pros are or whatever, the way they are taking this thing. And this thing was never between them. I mean,
No, but Prosa now is always opposing
yeah,
suits.
and pros are
Action.
always opposing soup. And
Yeah.
so because of that,
Papa.
they
Papa,
want to
hello?
Yes.
Hello? For
Yes,
the graduates,
my
for the
friend.
graduates, you will not find no graduates so that they play in the evening,
No.
so that they play in the evening that you find.
No, we just want you to.
We want to see the view.
Mafila, what exactly? You just move on all the way.
Take time, yeah, ma.
To move on to the park way there to the graduate school, moving to Stella Marie's way. Yeah, but
That's what we're talking about.
That's
We want
exactly
to
the
see.
place we're talking about. We want to see that. Okay, so if you use this road straight ahead of you and go down, you can get it so easy. Take your time, anyway.
Yeah, she's working for the Liberian people this morning.
Definitely, she's doing the Liberian people's job.
It is always good.
It's always good that we do it.
So we've gone the usual time. We've gone across the usual time, but we want to establish something this morning. And once that is done, we'll call it a date on this segment of the show. So 4 minutes after 10, yes. So normally we end at 10, but this thing is I think the whole place moving from here and there, from here to that place is empty. Yeah, so Mafila Kamara, our reporter on the campus.
This is the graduate school building.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see from the far,
Yeah.
the building is terrible.
Yeah, she is taking her regular exercise, folks, and those of you viewing. So thank you so much. Oh, wow. Yeah, graduate school building. Okay.
So this is the back of the building.
But what are people doing with the building here too now?
Yeah, Mafila, was continue moving. We want to just get to the entrance between the U.S. Stella Marie fence and come up way. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you you know exactly the place I'm talking about, right? Yeah, to move on because usually you found students sitting
On the
trees.
side, under the trees,
Yeah, the
sometimes
entire route.
on the
And so we
Ministry
wanna
of Foreign Affairs angle.
We want to see
That particular park is facing the road. Where you have is opposite the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Exactly, that's
Affairs, where you have the executive mansion and the rest of it. So that's exactly what we're talking about
So
this
this
morning.
is the graduate school. Entrance.
Yeah.
This is the main entrance. Entrance. This is the main entrance of the building.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, but okay, Mafila.
Yeah.
I think that particular road is leading to where you have the Stella Maris, where you have Stella Maris, right?
Yes. Also the park.
Okay.
Also
So I
the
think-
park.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is the route leading to the
so
park.
while you get outside, like okay, exactly the road you taking.
That's the road.
where-
That's the
where-
route leading to the park.
That's where we want to.
Aha, another student, the brother with at the same process,
Oh,
man,
that's
or
the
go
same
brother with
thing.
them.
Okay, this is Prosa outfit. So if you walk down further, you'll get to the park. That's exactly what I was talking about.
So Mafida, it was the same group that was around Soups area where they can gather, right?
No, this is another group.
Another group? What you guys are
Yeah.
saying on that campus?
Yeah.
What's the
So this
name?
is the
And a
FQ
process.
building. This is the FQ building.
Yeah, okay, that's the FQ, yes.
So
yes.
the group that you just passed by, what's the name? Okay.
The
So
group
this is
I
the park
just passed
expression.
by. I just passed by. They are all members of the Progressive Alliance.
Okay,
So this is the
okay.
entrance.
So if
So
you
this is
stop,
the entrance. We are
yeah. So if
saying
you
Yeah.
stop here,
The
turn the
entrance
camera
is
in the
the
park
park.
there. Turn the camera in the park. Let's see the park. In the
Okay.
park there. Let's see
Okay.
how if there are students. Okay, exactly. You care to talk to a few of these students standing? Maybe perhaps they want to talk to you.
Yes. Yes. Most of the
But that-
students they usually come to
Yeah, oh, they are from Stella Maris, eh? Okay. Okay. All right, don't bother them. Don't bother them.
Yeah,
Don't bother them.
just
Maybe you
move
could
the
just
camera-
move
yeah,
on
just
and you
move
get
the
to the
camera all
entrance
way.
and then we'll
Just
call it
use
a
that
day.
lane and
And
go
get
up
to the
all way
entrance
until
and
you get
then
out.
yeah, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay. Okay.
Just continue until you get up.
No,
yeah,
if you're moving, then you're going outside
no,
to Stella
not-
Maris.
Don't go Stella Maris.
Don't go to
side,
Stella
right?
Maris side.
Come back up, like you
Okay.
come out to the main entrance.
Okay.
Yeah. So like you're going to the
Once
main
the
entrance of the
quiet
university.
was- once the quiet was
Yeah,
straight,
you just walk
let
straight.
that
We want to
feel.
see that whole view.
to the law school, to the law, and back to
Yeah,
the
the
main
law
entrance,
school is
and back to
there.
the main entrance.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, that's the FQ building. That's the FQ building. Yeah. Yeah, Firestone and the rest of it. And yeah, so Lorena,
Where is this?
Yeah.
I think I was saying Lorena was second phase.
Lorena, you'll be assigned to that place this morning. Mafida is doing a great job. Mafila is doing a great job at the university.
Mafida, I
of
think there was a
Liberia.
group ahead of you as well. Continue moving.
Yeah, that's the same group, Prosa. Yeah, that's the same group, Prosa.
Okay.
On in
All right, Prosa.
the
So also is quiet, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Also it's quiet, but they are already taking a time. Just calling for come on in the bus station bus.
Okay, that's good.
So we have always solved the universal library. Please,
You officers,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
campus police,
Yeah, they campus police.
but the campus police never do to na Mafila. The people observing. I think that normal thing that can happen on that campus. Somebody died.
So
Okay. All right, I think
and the building holds the
Okay.
office. And the building holds the office of the university president.
Okay. Yeah, that place is quiet. This morning it is quiet. Yes, it is quiet. So I think we will have to call it a day, right, Iris?
Yeah, we have to go. We have to.
So I think Lorena, I think you're doing the money on that. Mafida will have to continue on the live from her end, right? So
Yes, I will
Mafida, thanks so
yes, I will
kindly.
continue the live.
Yeah, thanks so kindly for joining us. We really appreciate you for being in time and giving us all of what we wanted this morning. We appreciate you. But please be safe out there. Please make sure to be safe, please.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for joining us. So, our reporter, Mafila Kamara from the campus of the University of Liberia, joining us. Yes, it has been a great time on the show. It has been a great time on the show. That we can call it a day. We'll take few calls and then we'll call it a day on this edition.
0770907907. 080907907. Add the numbers. Call us on these numbers quickly. Let's hear from
Take
you.
2 to 3 calls to call you a
The
day on this
situation
edition
currently at
of
the
show.
university campus.
Yeah.
Don't be there some Egyptians anyway. But 07709079007. This person is right there. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Let's hear you.
Yeah. I just want to urge Honorable Gray. I think you people place a call for him to please urge him to, stop to go to the university campus. Because if this happens, perhaps it may be a friction. You see what is happening now? They are put fear into the students and also the professors. There's no normal learning condition at that university campus. Too long cannot make all right.
Sure.
I think he's a stakeholder. So he should be advised. I will have to put situation under control.
Thank you. Okay, take another call, Harris.
This person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you. My name is Timomo Masakwe, and I'm from Trenchtown, Darwana Street, Coconut Plantation Community.
Go ahead.
And to admit the visitation of the lawmaker at the
We gotta go. We gotta go. I think that's one of the reasons why we decided to wait for that time, but nothing is happening. But we got to go, Harris. We got to say goodbye on this show.
Yeah. We have to go, and this is just in from Santa Ibrahim Daras Dillon. I think similarly to.
We got to go.
Yeah, we're engaged in so I think his comments directed towards the same very thing we are saying. But back on, so like we said, all eyes, the University of Liberia is a center of attractions. But we pray that they go on peacefully. Then, like we said, remember, great. I think in all fairness, there are different ways in which we can conduct ourselves so that this situation can be curtailed. I think the action of students, bullying officials is wrong. Like we said, from the onset on this platform, is unacceptable. And in all fairness, you give 100 times, we will condemn it 100 times. But again, there are ways in which we can tell the administration of the university that there are better ways we can do it, other than you wanting to show that you are the man that be able to subdue these students. Because their action, that's how it present today. And just mean, the students will risk everything today to prevent grief from entering evidence by what we see. And so I think if it go that way, it won't be fine for us. So there are better ways we can conduct ourselves back home.
Thanks so kindly, Harris. We tried to reaching out to Representative Gray, General. He using his general name for today. There are too many things coming up. Sometimes when you see these things happening or too many comments in the rest of it, you observe, you take a break. They say that a scary man can show the brave man great. It is always good to have dialogue in these situations and the rest of it. So we'll be here Wednesday, by God's grace, we'll be on the holiday, yes. But it has been a wonderful time. Thanks for joining us. All of our viewers, we appreciate you. We noticed you following this morning. All of our listeners, it has really been a great time since 7:30 this morning, bringing on the show and bringing you issues that are of importance to the safety of this country. We'll be here again with another interesting conversation. Today, my name is Abraham Parker. Harris Brady been here. Thanks to all of our team members here at Voice of Liberia. We'll be here, join the team on tomorrow as well. Another segment comes on tomorrow. Wednesday we'll be here for another interesting conversation. Though we didn't look into this issue of these 6 political parties coming together. So
a good conversation is never lost.
Sure. So what we will do for you, we'll give you the record of all of these 6 political parties and their strength the next time we appear on the show. And what exactly did they go into that marriage for? And what would be the outcome linking the 3 political parties that were in the marriage? And prior to the marriage, that particular agreement ending, there were too many Norths, and up to now the North, is still ongoing. There is a serious beef between the party chair of the National Patriotic Party and the standard bearer, who is the vice president of the Republic of Liberia and the rest of it, the LPDP on the other side, It's not too good. It's not certified with the agreement and the rest of it. There are officials, members, and youth lead members within the LPDP who are dissatisfied of joining the coalition once again after they think that they have not benefited or gotten more. So we'll be here again another time, and 6 political parties making the 9, plus the first, I don't know, the other people that joined, what's their fate right now, and so far. So as it stands, 9 legitimate political parties coming together. It is always healthy too as well to form alliance and the rest of it, but you should know what to go for. We'll be here to then have yourselves a great time and have yourselves a wonderful Monday.
African soldier.